Hi everyone, welcome to my channel The I Factor. If you're new here and joining me for the first time, hi, you're welcome. And for those that are coming back, nice to see you. So this video, I'm going to talk about some things that I stopped buying and that has not made me miss them and in fact made my life a lot more easier. So if you want to find out the top 10 things that I stopped buying, just keep watching this video. So the first thing that I stopped buying is souvenirs. When I used to go to a place, I used to usually collect some little trinkets like fridge magnets, and the result of that was my fridge was covered from top to bottom with fridge magnets. Well, I really loved it and I thought it looked really cool. But when I had to shift from one place to another, it was really so much of an ordeal to just take all the fridge magnets, put them in a place and make sure that they're not ruined, only to put them back onto the fridge once again. But when I stopped buying and I started to give away these fridge magnets, I realized that they were actually not really adding any great charm to my fridge, and that my fridge was a lot more nicer when it was bare. So this is something that I don't buy. Instead, when I go to a place, I usually just take a nice picture or a couple of pictures and I maybe put them on my laptop, or sometimes if I have the time, I just take printouts and create a nice album. So I think you can make memories in your head, or yeah, you can just create a small album for yourself, but I don't think it's just necessary to buy souvenirs. And also, I think when you think of the manufacturing of the souvenirs, it's again lots of production all the time. We are producing things and we're trying to sell them. So by not buying souvenirs, I think I'm just saying, okay, fine, I'm not going to encourage this whole trade. And they're not something that will last a lifetime anyway. So what's the point in buying? So the second thing that I stopped buying is different cleaners for different parts of my house. Well, there is a kitchen cleaner, there is a special bathroom cleaner, or there is a multi-purpose cleaner, there's glass cleaner, and there are basically too many cleaners. But I think at the end of it, they're all doing one thing, that is to clean. And I know that some people are very finicky about cleaning their kitchen top, the induction stove with only this particular brand, because they've gotten used to it. But I found that over time, when I used a general purpose cleaner for different areas of my house, it really didn't make too much of a difference because they looked as clean as when I used some specific cleaners. And I think this whole thing is a marketing strategy for companies to say, oh, you really need this for this and not use it for that. So it's something that I just stopped buying into, and I just have reduced the amount of different cleaners for different parts of my house. So this is something that has helped me greatly. So the third thing that I stopped buying is related to the second point, but it is related to my skin. So there are lots of creams for different parts of the body. There is a neck cream, there are hand creams for sure, and there are facial creams, and they're all doing different things, ultimately trying to give you youth and eternal beauty and blah 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 blah. But I tend to not buy into all these kind of marketing gimmicks because I don't think the neck skin is any different from the facial skin. Well, maybe my face is more exposed than my neck is, but I think a good facial cream is going to do well even on my neck, and I try not to buy into all these kind of marketing strategies and load up on a lot of creams for different parts of my body. So yes, I do use a very good skin cream for my face, but for the rest of my body, I have a handmade cream that I make myself. I'll actually make a video on the recipe very soon. And if not that handmade cream, I use a urea cream that I buy here in Switzerland. It's called Excipial. I'll put in the link below. And I think urea creams are really awesome because they're very high in fatty components, and I think fatty creams are so much more beneficial than those that have water in them, because the water ones don't really seep deep into your skin to actually cause benefits. This is my personal experience, but I'd like to know what your experience has been. So please write in your comments and let me know. So the fourth thing that I stopped buying, absolutely don't buy anymore, is fancy kitchen gadgets. When I open the internet, oh my god, there are lots of advertisements for this cutter, for this vegetable, or different things that will make your life so much more easier. But I think at the end of it, like, you just need a good knife or a couple of good knives, and you need a very nice chopping board and a couple of pans to fry or to just cook in your food. So I try not to buy into all these things, because there was once a time when I had to go to a friend's place and I had baked a cake, and I had to take it along with me, and there is a special cake carrier which I did not have, so I had to really struggle to put it onto a plate and then put a foil on top and just carry it along. And then I was wondering if I should invest into one, but what are the chances that I'm going to bake cakes for people and take it along with me? I don't think there are too many opportunities like that. So that thing starts to sit in my cupboard and gather dust and occupy space, of course. So this is something that I just stopped buying, and I'm very happy with the basic gadgets that I have at home, because they really work wonders and they serve my purpose. And the fifth thing that I never buy, or I stop buying, is if an exotic recipe calls for an exotic ingredient. I try not to buy all the things. Well, I know that maybe it's going to be perfect if I follow the exact recipe, but then I think of the long-term purpose, and then I realize that I'm going to use that particular spice or that exotic ingredient in this dish, and then I'm not going to make that dish every other day. So what happens is that this thing just sits in my shelf or my cupboard for a couple of months until I use it again. And then by the time I've made it 2 or 3 times, the expiry date has already come, and it's time to throw that ingredient away. So I try to find substitutes for this particular exotic ingredient so that I don't have to waste my time going to that particular store and buying that particular ingredient. So the next thing that I stopped buying is seasonal products. And when I say seasonal products, I'm not talking food at all, because I think food is a good thing. And when you have some seasonal fruits and vegetables, I think it's a good idea to buy and make stuff out of it. But then when I am talking about products, I'm absolutely talking about things. For example, for Easter, you have a lot of Easter bunnies and Easter eggs and, things that are so cute and just so tempting that you want to buy them. And I used to do this, okay? I used to do this a lot. I used to buy toads in shorts and frogs in skirts just because they were looking super cute. But then I realized that, yeah, they do add charm to a particular table corner or whatever. But then there is obviously a time when you realize, oh my God, I have too many of these things and I don't need too many of them. So what I do is I have a big box into which I put all the things that I have bought, which are quite a few, and I just keep changing them when I feel like I want to see something new. So every time I go to a place and I see a cute bunny or a pig or whatever cute animal, I try to think about the things that I already have at home, and I think it's better that I don't have a big animal farm here, so I restrain from buying. So yeah, Easter things or even Valentine's things, you just have a pot of plant which is the same that you'll buy in a normal store for half the price. But during Valentine's, what people do is they just put a nice cute little heart and then they sell it for double or triple the price, and that's ridiculous. And this is something that I've stopped falling for. And number 8, this is one of my favorite topics. Actually, I think I can talk for hours together, and that is bad ingredients. And I think this is something that I keep talking about in all my videos, but since I've become mindful of what goes into my mouth, I have also started to read ingredients and labels like never before. And if something has fructose or sucralose or preservatives or added colors or added flavors and things like that, it's a no-go for me. I think when I have a choice, I try to eat the healthiest foods that I can eat, and so I stopped buying into all these low fat and highly nutritious, fortified with vitamins and minerals and blah blah blahs, and I just don't fall for these anymore. And this is probably one of the most important things that I made changes to in my life, and I've seen great results. So I would be very happy if you are also inspired to start reading labels and look at things that are actually going into you so that you lead a healthier lifestyle. The next thing is shoes and clothes and bags. So I know that every woman loves to have a lot of clothes and shoes and bags and stuff like that. But somewhere I realized for myself that there is a limit to how many things you can buy. Well, actually, there's no limit, but when you think of it, when you have so many bags and clothes, some of them just get stuffed into the backside of your cupboard, and then you realize that there are things that you haven't worn for so many years. So I've kind of like made this a challenge for myself that I'm going to like try to find one shirt or one pair of trousers that I haven't worn in a very long time, and I'm going to match them and try to make it look like as if it's new. So in the process of being more conscious of what's there in my shelf, I try not to pick clothes that I think are really awesome looking or things that I think are going to like, make me lose interest over a couple of, months, or then it's just going to go into the shelf, into the back part, and then you will realize that you haven't worn it in a very long time. And the next thing that I stopped buying is fancy jewelry. I have tons and tons of jewelry that I've collected over the years, and many of the things that I don't wear anymore, I have given them off to secondhand stores, and I'm very happy if somebody else would be able to derive happiness out of wearing them. But to me, I've reached a point where I have so many that every time I open my box of jewelry, I realize that there are a pair of earrings or some kind of an ornament that I haven't worn in a very long time. So what's the point in going to a store and again buying some more jewelry to add up to this whole mess of things that I already have? So I have consciously stopped buying jewelry, and I'm very happy that I've done it, because now I have a count of things that I have with me, and I cherish the things that I'm having, and I change every time I feel like changing, but not with the guilty conscience that there are so many other things that are lying without having been worn for a very long time. So that was it, guys. That was a list of my things that I stopped buying, and I'm very happy having done so. So is there anything that you stopped buying yourselves? I'd really love to know. And if you want to leave in some comments, please do so. I'll be very happy to hear from you. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click on the link down here. And if you want to watch more of my videos, up here is the link where you have to click. I'll see you very soon in the very next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.